My name is Mick Molloy. I'm here in Ardara in County Donegal in a family business called John Molloy Limited. We're Donegal tweed and Irish knitwear manufacturers. This business is in the 5th generation of my family, and my father established this business for the production of Donegal tweed and Aran knitwear. So today we manufacture both here on site. The Donegal tweed is just for demonstration purposes, but my brother and his son have their own weaving industry. I concentrate on knitting in this particular location. So just to give you a little bit of background, Donegal tweeds has been produced in Donegal for over 150 years. It's a natural product from the landscape. Originally all the yarns and wools would have been local, but today we blend them just to give our softer qualities. And we produce garments that we sell right around the world to fashion houses, department stores and specialty stores. The actual industry itself started off as a cottage industry, and then as time has moved on and the demand grew, we established a factory where we took most of it inside so that we could guarantee production on a quality level. But today the cottage industry is still very strong and very important, even though the number of hand knitters we have has declined quite a lot because just of an age profile. Today most of our production is made on electronic knitting machines, and we use the same yarns, the same techniques, but just do it in a more modern way and a different technology. What we offer our visitors when they come along to see us is that we give them a very good history of where our company came from and what we produce. And our company was founded on the knitwear side on hand knitted Aran sweaters. And just to give you an example, I'll just show you this garment here. This is a raglan crew neck garment which was made in a lady's home. All these garments are made in ladies' home, and every sweater has the lady's name who produced it on it, so that it's an authentic Irish garment made in Donegal or maybe made in Derry. Now, the manufacture of this garment will take a good lady about 40 to 45 hours, and depending on what happens in her home, if she has visitors or if there's somebody sick, the length of time it takes her to finish that garment may increase. So it could go from 40 to 65 hours depending on what's happening around her. The skills involved in this have been passed from grandmother to daughter and on to granddaughter. So it's a tradition. We don't issue a pattern to our knitters. What we ask them to do is knit the stitches that they know best in their own family. So each garment is individual to them all. Believe it or not, in every garment there's about 100,000 stitches. So that there's a lot of work goes into every garment, and most good knitters can sit, have a conversation with you and knit away at the same time. Now, this is a garment that can last 30, 40 years. It's the top end of the garments we produced. Having said that, we also produce another garment today which we manufacture by machine, and to the normal customer coming in, they look very similar. This is a machine garment, but again, same number of stitches possibly, but it's just made by a different technology for today's market. This garment is made in merino, but it's a very soft garment, and a lot of the people that buy this today, while years gone by they would have appreciated the hand knit because it was chunky and warm. Today, with air-conditioned homes and offices, this probably is a more practical garment for them. So we also have this sort of a product available, and we do a range of headwear, scarves, socks, shawls, capes, anything to do with knitwear or Donegal tweeds. We produce it and we sell it here. To add it to that, then we do little factory tours, and we also have a coffee shop where people can come in, sit down, have a cup of tea, coffee, a bit of apple pie or a homemade scone, and just enjoy their time in Ardara. It's not a push hard sell, it's very much come in, we make friends, we have people coming back to us year after year for 50 years, believe it or not. Sometimes you get shocked as to who walks through that door, but it's great to see people coming back saying, we were here, we had to call in and see you just to see how everything's getting on. So they become not only customers but become friends as well. So today we're very lucky we have Colm Sweeney here today, and he's going to give us a hand spinning, hand carding and hand weaving demonstration. And again, this is what we do most days. People call in, it's not something that's pre-planned. we will be fit to offer them a visual look at how this industry grew, where it started from, and the methods we used in terms of the manufacture of what we sold right around the world. So we'll move on to Colm now. Colm's going to start off now just doing a little bit of hand carding, where he takes the natural fleece and he cards it. And basically what the carding is taking the fleece yarns and getting them to run parallel across the cards. And again, this is just something that mainly ladies did in their homes years ago, which was, it may not just have been the ladies, the kids might have been involved in it as well, so that they could produce the slivers, as they call it, for the spinner then to spin the yarn. Anything else, there's little things will happen because it is a natural product that you're dealing with, and if the yarn goes a little bit fine, it can very quickly snap, but it's quite easy to get it back up and going again. One of the nicest sounds is just listening to the click of the spinning wheel as it moves along. People would say it's a very soothing sound. The other thing about when people were spinning, because they were using natural wools with natural oil in it, they ended up with a kind of a very oily residue in their hand, which was nearly like today a kind of a moisturizer. People who worked with wool had very soft hands. Even though they were farmers, fishermen, they had soft hands, the same as people who wove, because they were using a yarn that had oil in it. That came off into their hands and they had a fairly soft hand, and they were very nimble with their fingers as well. Our traditions in Ardara here are very much associated with textiles. Textiles, fishing and farming. That's our three major industries. And today, while we get a lot of people coming to view our landscapes and our countryside, they also come because of the crafts and traditions we have. And it's very important for us not only to keep our crafts alive, but we've got to keep them current with what's going on in the world today. A lot of people are pushing towards things that are environmentally friendly or eco. That's very much into our business as well, so that when people come here, they'll see how we produce it. It's not that it's coming on a boat from somewhere else in the world. It's made locally here. People appreciate that because they want to know where products are made today, so that they feel they're helping the local economy, and they're also buying something with not only natural fibres, but also a heritage and a tradition. So that's what we're continuing to do, and we will continue to do as long as we are breathing and with a bit of life in us.